Manchester United then in second, that's where they're staying. They've got that cushion of 4 points over Leicester. They've all played 36 games except for Liverpool, who have a game in hand, as do West Ham. Liverpool now up to fifth and just hovering dangerously outside that top four. So let's look in more detail, shall we, at the challengers, at the chasers for the Mercedes-Benz full match stats. So Leicester in third got Chelsea and Tottenham. Chelsea in fourth have got Leicester and Villa. Liverpool in fifth with that game in hand have got West Brom, Burnley and Palace. West Ham in sixth and 2 points further back also have a game in hand, and they've got a decent run in too. Brighton, West Brom and Southampton, and then Spurs a little bit further back as well. Let's go back to Old Trafford and hear, wow, what a game, ups and downs he had. Here's Nat Phillips.
Nat, can you sum up that game, that result, and what it means?
Not really, to be honest. It was a roller coaster. It was a strange game, and it took a lot from us, a lot of hard work, and you know, it was an ugly match, but we had to make it that way at the end to make sure that we got the result. And what it means to us, it's another step in the right direction. We've got another 3 games to go, but tonight was a big night for us.
You started off with a horrible deflection for the first goal, then you have a penalty given and overturned. At that point, you start to think, this is just one of those nights, it's not going for us.
I think we started quite slow, so we knew that despite the things that were happening at the start, we still had an extra gear. I didn't feel too worried anyway, and I don't think the other boys did, because we knew that we weren't performing at the level that we could do, and it was just a matter of time before we turned it around and, you know, got ourselves together and started getting playing the way that we should do.
Did you show character to do that, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, certainly. You know, to come from behind, it's always difficult. So, yeah, I would say so.
Horrible moment for you. Was there just nothing you could do about it?
I reacted too late because I thought he was going wide at first, and then I seen the ball started to curl inwards, and at that point I thought, I've got to get this clear, but I couldn't get my leg up in time, and it's bounced off. I shouldn't have gone in. It's one of those things, you get them when you're playing centre-back, trying to block the ball from going in the net.
Will you be pleased now it wasn't give us an own goal?
Oh, that's good news. Yeah, I am pleased to hear that.
What does this do for you and your quest for Champions League football, this result?
Takes us closer. It's another 3 points, and you know, it's no secret that our objective is, and sort of it's necessary for us to win all our remaining games, and that's another one ticked off. But we got to pick ourselves up after tonight and dust ourselves down and get ready for the next game. We can enjoy it tonight, but focus it straight on to the next game.
You've clawed yourself back closer to the teams above you. What does it throw into the fascinating mix, the fact that they play each other next week as well in the Premier League?
Well, yeah, it just makes it more interesting, doesn't it? But we can't look away from our own camp too much, because we can't have an effect on that. The other teams will do what they do. All we can affect is the games that we play in. So no matter what happens elsewhere in the league, we've got to concentrate on doing our job.
What does this give you for those remaining games, though, tonight?
Something to build on and learn from. You know, we started too slow, so we can learn from that and know that we can't do that in the future games, but obviously take confidence from it that we managed to bring ourselves back into the game, manage the game at the end like we've struggled to do in a few previous games. So plenty, but like I said, we can't focus on tonight too much. We've got to turn our focus onto the next few games and finish the job that we've got ahead of us.
Great stuff, Nat. Well done.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Well, it certainly does make things more interesting. That's for certain. Look, Arlo's literally rubbing his hands together with excitement. It's Bex and Leon, or maybe they're just freezing.
It is a bit chilly, but no, that was excitement. Let's just talk quickly about Nat Phillips, because of the injuries at the back, it's particularly at centre-back for Liverpool. There's a young lad that almost went to college in America after leaving Bolton Wanderers, who's given it a go at Liverpool. Probably didn't expect to even see the pitch as a first-team player, and then all of a sudden he's starting alongside another youngster. Yeah, and they're going for Champions League. I mean, how impressed have you been with him?
Well, yeah, and we talked about it during commentary about you know, Fabinho going back there, and was that a mistake or not? And I think certainly Jurgen Klopp would have to nurture these players into the first team. You can't, if you just throw them in, then it can upset all your balance about how you play the game. You've got to nurture them in training, get them ready, play the odd game, and then now we're probably seeing the best of the pair of them. And I think that's Jurgen Klopp's management. But from his point of view, when you get a chance, you just got to take it. But the Monday to Friday is so important that you've got to do the training, you've got to show the manager that you're ready to play week in, week out. And yeah, fair play to them. They've done really well of late.
You know the psychology of footballers. When you're given that bit of hope, which the Arsenal result over Chelsea did, and it adds incentive. Did you see that in Liverpool tonight?
Yeah, I think United started the better. I think the first 10 or 15 minutes you looked like, you know, we were looking at Liverpool saying they're not really in the game. But once they went a goal behind, then all of a sudden they stepped up and they were absolutely brilliant after that. They hunted down the United players in midfield. They put Fred under pressure, who had a poor game tonight. And I think they really showed what they were all about. And we've seen that before in glimpses this season. But they've really got the bit between the teeth going towards the end of this season. And when you look at the fixtures that they've got coming up, you won't bet them against them winning the last 3 games, and getting those 9 points. It really puts the pressure on. Tuesday's game with Chelsea and Leicester is going to be an absolute brilliant game because there's so much at stake.
Do you think Liverpool will qualify for the Champions League?
I don't think. I think they will win the last 3 games, and it's whether, you know, what happens after that. So I think they're right in the hunt, and they've given such an opportunity now. And you know, the cup final, who's going to be the happy one on Tuesday night going into that cup final could have a bearing on the game.
Rebecca, both Leicester and Chelsea can get to 70 points. That is the magic number for both of them, because Liverpool are roaring towards them. The most they can get is 69. So as Lee says, next Tuesday is going to be absolutely vital, but we'll be at the Hawthorns for Liverpool's visit to West Brom before that on Sunday.
Jürgen, what did you make of it?
Oh, great fight, good game, intense, how derby should be, and our first, since I'm at Liverpool, the first win at Old Trafford. Good timing, I would say. We needed it, obviously. We fought hard for it, we deserved it, and so all good.
Where did it come from, do you think, that victory tonight?
Top goals. We scored good goals. We reacted really well on their goal. Obviously, was unlucky in that moment, but it was a bit like we started the game, to be honest. So the defending in that moment, letting Bruno from the half right side going inside, and there was nobody. So he could have used his left, used the outside of his right foot, and it was unlucky in the center. But the defending in that moment wasn't good. So we had to. They overloaded the wings, obviously, and we didn't adapt well on that in the first 15 minutes or so. Then we got control there, and from that moment on we could play what we wanted to play, and that was then absolutely okay, and second half even better.
Was a big part of your performance tonight Trent Alexander-Arnold's performance? His radar-like passing.
Yeah, it was good. I saw only good performances, to be honest. Come on, you saw that our 2 centre halves were maybe a little bit shaking in the beginning of the game. We could see that with the passing, but in the moment when they were in the game, when they forgot everything around, they played a really good game. No, we had a lot of good, but of course Trent was in a proper shape tonight. Played pretty much everything. We had to dare to adapt as well in the first half. Pogba fixed him too often defensively, like when and then Luke was free. So we had to be more braver there. We did that, and in that moment they couldn't chip the ball to Shaw anymore, and they lost another little tool. And that's how we, step by step, got control of the game as much as you can control them, because they obviously have a lot of quality. Scored a really good goal. The 2-3, and then it's of course tricky, but it makes then absolutely sense to score the 4th one, which was really nice.
Did you absolutely need that 4th goal, do you think?
Yeah. You need that. It was a game that how long was to play? A minute plus extra time, maybe 5 minutes altogether. 2 goals. We didn't play that bad that it looked like that. So it was very intense for all of them. I really thought midfield played outstandingly well, but it was super intense when Curtis came on. That helped a lot. When you have then the speed of Sadio, that helps, and all these kind of things. So we could make the 3 changes were really good. And then Nico Williams a few minutes at least defending the wing. So was good.
Smiles all round, apart from Sadio Mane on the final whistle, who didn't look too happy with you. Is there a problem there?
No, there's no problem. Yesterday I made a late decision in training to decide for Diogo, and so the boys are used to that. I explain things usually, but there was actually no time for that, and that's all. It's all fine.
What does this do now, this result, in terms of your desire to get into, not your desire,
it was
the possibility.
It was necessary. Without this result, we don't have to talk too much about it. So we are still in the game, in the race. That's all what we could have done tonight. We did that, and now we have a very intense period now. We play now the next 3 games in a week, so in 3 days, West Brom, which is tough, Burnley with supporters, and then Crystal Palace are at home. We're obviously looking forward to for different reasons, because our supporters are then there as well, hopefully, and so that's it now. Very intense. We have to recover quickly and then to go again.
Tonight, did we see parts of the game you back to your best?
I'm not so much interested because it's not about that. We played a lot of good stuff. I really liked how our midfield was connected. Always when we played in the front three really together, when we were close, and when we played wide, but found the center, then went in behind the line or to outside. There was a lot of good stuff. It's not to compare really. It's a different team. It's a different year, and I'm not too interested in it. We played a good game and we played good enough to win. And we had other teams here and didn't win. So obviously we did some stuff right tonight.
Well done.
Thank you.